Okay, so at this point in time, I'll start off with the question that Ashwana put it in the chat, and then I'll open the floor for any questions thereafter. So starting off with Ashana's question, scrolling up here. Ashana said, my deposit has been in for 4 months, exactly today, but I joined before stocks and all the ding nights. So I'm wondering, is all this applies to me? That's an excellent question, by the way. That's an excellent question. So I'm gonna just go through how that actually works for Ashana and also for everyone else. Now, persons may or may have known about a project I had called the Litecoin Initiative. And the Litecoin Initiative exists at the very base of everything that we do here. So what I've done, all those persons, I mean, there's not their fault that we created the night and stats and all the wonderful stuff after they made the deposits. So what I've done, I created something called Genesis blocks. Genesis blocks is like exists at the base layer of stacks. A person may or may not know how this works, but when you go to that Zoho form and sync up your 14 Litecoin addresses to those 14 stacks across Barbados, what you're doing, you're setting yourself for Genesis to receive Genesis blocks, to receive them. So personally, Ashana, I've already received these. She has not received the financial benefit of them because we haven't made the stats available to the world as yet. But imagine this: someone came across Carl's vision. When I met Ashana, we go way back, and she literally told me, Carl, I don't normally check statuses. Hope I'm not telling out your business, Ashana. And she just clicked on my link and saw this idea came up with. I spoke to her. She went through the details, and that was it. That was 4 months ago today. So she is going to benefit from elements that is a part of my vision that she even had no idea about. So when these 14 stats get greenlit, and I give her access to her WarePay account, I think she already has that already, and then I give her access to the card on PayPal and so forth. All this comes because she bought into the vision before the vision even had the legs of Ding Night. So Ashana, what you've done is you've demonstrated to me that you believed in me before that even the mechanisms of what I'm talking about happen here. So what I'm going to be doing is actually giving you access to Genesis blocks because of that involvement. And that doesn't only apply to her. That applies to all the members in the cohort team as well. Those persons who have stuck with me for 2 years, all Carl's ideas, they're going to benefit from that and then more other things as well. And I want to thank them for coming to this point with me. Yeah. So Alan, so he has a similar question to Ashwana. Ashwana, I hope I'm not messing up your name. Ashwana. Okay, there we go. How do these changes affect what has already been deposited to the stats already? When do these new actions come into effect? That's a great question. No, we're going to provide you with a new registration form, meaning that those persons who've already deposited, you don't have to give us any extra funds. But what you're doing is you're signing a disclaimer indicating to us that we can now use 25% of your funds. Yes. So before, when you deposited via verbal contract and so forth, we indicated to you that we mathematically match your funds. So that applies for persons who deposited from before. So you would just re-register, and that way you can let us know you're giving us permission to use 25% of your funds, and you have the option of either retaining 75% here as an event you want to refund, or choose to take 25% of it, put it into Vision Infinity, start, and still maintain 50%. No, that is for persons who want to go ahead. Remember I said in the chat, tonight is about a path, allowing person to choose where they want to go. So anytime person will say, Carl, you did not say that to begin with. I do not accept that. I don't like that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is fine. We are more than willing to refund you 100% of your funds. That way, all the persons who decide to go forward will forward with the same mindset. Yeah. So what happened to those persons who are joining now? Those persons will be presented with the same form where they can indicate whether or not they want to have the 75% split, or 25 for the same cohort team. That is mandatory. That's not changing that. And then 25 for the Vision and Infinity Start, which gives person access to all the other products I'm launching here and beyond, similar to what Ashana and other persons are receiving. You will have that once you have funds sent to the Vision Infinity Stack, and that is stored in the blockchain, you can benefit. And then you have your 50% deposit, which is stored in proxy. At any given time, you can get half your funds back, any deposit, right? And when do those options come into effect? What I have to do, I have to speak with my my team, cohort team. I have to speak to my Vision Scope team, as well as my board. And once we all agree on the time, we want to expedite this. So we don't want to keep this great momentum we have. We want to keep it going, right? So we will let person know how soon that would be put into effect. Now, I want person to really understand what this works. You know, I see here, oh, the cost of the card varies. There isn't any cost for the card itself. Shipping, there are many platforms I did not present tonight. I personally weigh the pros and cons of it. When I do get the card in my hands, regardless of how much it costs to ship, when I do use it, do I have to spend money, which I don't agree with. That's one of the reasons why I stayed away from PayPal so long. But to answer that question, the cost of the card varies based on what you want to use the card for. So if you want to have a physical card in your hands, there's a separate cost to that. Now, I prefer virtual cards. You know, you can't really lose them once you have it on your phone and you protect your phone like I do. You're pretty good way of securing that. So I am a big fan of where I pay. So I will try my best to assist persons with the platform process that my team has tested for months and works. And any person who wants to go the physical route, we'll assist you then, but we'll also let you know there that is a direction that we will provide, but we will not promote. We prefer a secure and stable environment and platform that we've tested for months to you. Okay, that's when I'll cover that. All right, so anything else? Okay, Ashana says she's accustomed to the budget name calling. I can try my best to do it better next time. My apologies. Okay, so Alan is asking, we need a document that outlines the details presented. Yes, we do. Tonight was a verbal presentation, but I want to let persons know that we have successfully spoken to an individual, and that individual has verbally accepted the post of public relation officer as a PRO. And for the sake of anonymity, I will not indicate that person's name as yet, but I want to let person know that person came within the lovely walls of the Dane community. One of us is actually going to be a PRO for the group. And that means that person will be able to identify with you. That person isn't a member of the ecclesia of cohort. This is a person who came from the community who wants to speak on the behalf of the group, cohort, and participants collectively. I have full confidence in the individual, and the individual has expressed a deep passion for the vision that we're building together. And I believe that as time comes closer that we can actually present this individual, it will be my pleasure to do that. So that is coming. And also, we are actually looking for admin staff, not just one person, but a staff of individuals which would be paid. This is not a vision that we want to totally have person on a volunteer basis. Yeah, you will be compensated for your efforts, and I don't mean in crypto. I mean you'll have multiple avenues as well, stocks and salary and all that kind of great stuff. Yeah, people that be make sure you're well taken care of. So I'm saying here, let's say we also have the stat managers for various stats contact persons who have deposited. Yes, yeah. So but you must understand that anonymity is very, very important for us. So you can see here when the stat manager for the stat 100 spoke, his name was on the screen. We want to maintain that going forward. Now I'm the visionary of this, so for transparency, my name is going to be on the Zoom call. But any person you see in the call list, and you have co-hosts next to their name, those are the members. Those are the persons doing the wizardry, the talent, the brainstorming persons behind the scenes. Yeah. And there are the cohort members. So if you see somebody has a co-host connected to their name, you want to see they're having certain call signs. Those are the call signs that we refer to ourselves when we're trading. But I want persons to understand, let me just add one more person here. Let's make sure that all our members are indicated here. Let's go through the list and make sure I have everybody connected here. who are part of the team. I think that is everyone. My apologies if I missed anyone from the team. But if you just look through the participant list and you see anyone with the responsibility of co-host, that is a cohort member. But you can see their names or call signs. We value anonymity here. So, so Ashwana is asking, so where am I part of stats? Yes, you are. Now you are part of the Vision Infinity stat. Now the reason for that is that the stats are not mandatory. One of the stat managers asked me if in the event of somebody deposits $100, do they automatically go into a stat 100? No, they do not. We don't engraft persons. We really promote element of choice and power of choice. So that way we're gonna give persons a graphic at a process website as well that shows you two things: the stat that's doing the best, is performing really well, and then the most recent open stat. That way a person can have a snapshot and they don't get stat confusion. You know, they're for them, but it'll be for them per region. So you take 14 multiply before, and that's how many stats going to be. It's going to be awesome stuff. So allowing you to not to get stat confusion, you're going to be presented with data metrics, analytics, and trends that allow you to know, which of these stats I should really put my funds in, and allowing person to realize that stocks and banks are not going to be designed as competitors, but banks would be our clients. Let that sink in for a second. That's not Carl talking big fancy talk. It's a reality. Yeah. Look and see the metrics by which these financial institutions base their liquidity on. Cash, which doesn't mean it does not even exist. Cash is not backed up by anything. Each central bank across the world prints it as if it's candy paper to shore up the economy. It is not backed by anything. Okay. However, stocks will be, because stats are generated by a liquidity quotient, meaning how fast 10,000 US gets to your account per day. Yeah, so if you have a liquidity factor of 1.0, that means that stat is generated 10,000 US a day for every person who's attached to that stat. Imagine this: Barbados is be a data center, a data mine, a data bridge, a data garrison, yeah, for the entire world. That is what we're building. So we're just inviting you to get on board now before it goes public. And that is just the logistics and the technology behind it. Yeah. We want to realize that it requires a mindset shift. It allows you to understand that we are building something that doesn't fit into the confines of banks. Banks, governments, corporations around the world will be our clients. Yeah. They're not storing their funds with us. We don't want to do that. However, transactional history will be then where the finance will go. We may not need of physical currency. Everything will be digital, and they will need the legitimate system that calculates your value by not your net worth, subtracting your liabilities from what you have as assets, some imaginary number. But how quickly do you generate 10,000 US based on your physical proximity across Barbados? Simple as that. And other countries around the world, they literally slap their model on top of ours. And you, as the Barbadians who bought into the vision in its embryonic stage, for generations to generations to generations to come, are benefiting from a decision you're making tonight. Let that sink in for a second. All right. So Patrick is asking right now, when you say that 25% of all deposits go to the cohort team, does that mean that 25% of the funds rewarded to a depositor also goes to the cohort team? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That only relates to your deposit that we currently have in First Caribbean only. It's just there sitting. It's nothing. It is not hasn't gone anywhere. It's just there. When you re-register, you're giving the cohort team permission, legal permission, to touch your funds. We weren't doing that before. We were mathematically matching it, and we realized that persons view that as a license to take advantage of us. We didn't allow it, but persons still try to do it. Yeah. So to allow persons to understand this is a business, and as a business, there are going to be certain overheads, certain costs, and the cohort team has indicated that they are going to require 25% of every deposit just to show up real tangible results. And that way, when we send funds to you, that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. We're not taking a portion of what you're getting. That is not, we're not doing that. We had that as a staple to begin with. and we've allowed person to deposit one Litecoin. That gives you a matching percent of 100%. Every deposit a half of Litecoin, it doesn't require us to do anything. We just go into the system and put 50%. Yeah. But your action, your belief in us allows you to generate. I haven't written on the screen what the corresponding value is, but when you deposit one Bitcoin, you're letting us know, Carl, I had no clue what Bitcoin was before I came here, but you said to me, get one Bitcoin, I'm gonna get it. Even if it doesn't come for your pockets, you can take your 50 US in trades, $100, and go and buy a Litecoin with it. Imagine us, we can give you the funds to buy the Litecoin with it. So awesome is that? So a lot of person don't understand. We are still giving you 100% of trades. That's fine, but your deposit, we just want to let you know we are going to use 25% of it. That goes directly to the cohort team, and that's set in stone. That's not going to work. That's not going to change from this point onwards. But the 75% you retain on the proxy here in Barbados, or you keep 50% and then deposit 25% to the Vision Infinity Stack, which gives you direct access to all the other projects I build from hence onwards. So you're thinking forward-minded. Whatever Carl comes up with, I want to be a part of it. And that's what the Vision Infinity Stack is for. And I compensate you with 1.4 million US in trades ever so often. Like, yeah, ever so often. All right, so you're welcome, Patrick. You're welcome. And Ashana is asking, each $1 I make, my team trader makes. So that was what I explained to me at first. So I guess that's why, Patrick. Yeah, that's why. So he just want to confirm that what we said originally, we have not yet. The team has not come up with a percentage sharing system as yet, so I can't present it to you. I'm the visionary, but I right now have an advisory role membership. Yeah, meaning that there are persons who are leading the cohort group. I advise them, they lead the group. I'm just there to support them. So, but it's a totally democratic system. Every person's vote has veto power. So if let's say 90% of us want to do something and one person says no, we don't do anything. It may seem kind of strange, but that's how we built this family. We always have a deliberation. We vote on it. And let me just give you one scenario. We have one member, she and I go way back, and we have stacks, okay? And Carl, Carl as super as he is, pushing the stack 250 is a great thing. Yeah, it works. But we have members of the cohort team who are looking up for you. Carl, what's going on with stack 1 and stack 2 and stack 3? And Carl, you're getting really passionate, but remember, these are the open stacks that built this, So I just let you know there are members of the cohort group that are looking up for you. We just want you to do the same thing, look for us. Yeah. So we didn't really react well to when we realized that certain bad actors attempted to take advantage of us. And we just let you know that we are grown-ups, we're all adults here, and we will protect what we built and very, very passionately. So we just want you to know that these structures, these changes have come out a result of our collaboration and so forth. So we have some great elements happening this week. You were the Stat 100, the Stat 250 is being diluted, as well as every person here, and others who couldn't make it, the recording will be placed in the chat, is that every person will start to see this. Let me just start sharing my screen here one more time. And I'm very proud of this, to be honest with you. I'm very proud of this. So this, where I started tonight, I'll end off. This is an account that has $51.35 in it. Yeah, $45.35. And ladies and gentlemen, these trades, let me just bring up the screen a little bit big so person can see this. All right. I think that is a little bit too big. I think that's big enough right there. I think that, yeah, that's good. Now, when you look at these trades, ladies and gentlemen, these do not have the little, paper, the two papers next to each other, like 1 page, 2 page, which means copies. That means a cohort member logged into one of the accounts that doesn't have and is not verified. We put funds in here, traded with it, I'm going to hand it to you. How awesome is that? This is not an account that we chain to a stat, that when it stat outputs, and it made our jobs a lot easier because we kind of indicated to that. We wanted to show you these are trades done by actual human beings. Yeah. So allowing you to realize that this is an account that, yes, it has your name on it, but it isn't verified. You log into it and you attach your credentials to it, your ID, your telephone number, and it's yours. We are gifting you that. So this is an account that already has, this is proof of our effort. We've gone a step further, ladies and gentlemen. Whereas before we were going to give you a connected account, my team trades and it then copies it, trade copies, live copies, trades to multiple accounts. And that was doing the hard work for us. We didn't have to log into each account. The team loves this process so much. We have a new process. I wouldn't indicate what the name of it is, but it allows us to, while the core team is doing that great stuff of trading together, we can log into each person's account and then do trades like that. And this is on a person-to-person basis. Yeah. So I'm just showing you the core team is really pushing the envelope of what we started off with. We started with light trades, but we call it dossier trading, but allowing you to benefit from the best of both worlds. It's so awesome. So I think that would bring us here is around 8:30. I mean, we started at 6:30, so it's 2 hours. So I think that is it. Paulette is asking here, quick question. When do you get your credentials to log into your account to see your trades? No, that's a great question. No, I'll stop sharing here. We wanted persons to do this. You create your own email, you create your own pocket option account based on instructions, and then you send those to us. Now, the reverse can happen, like I showed you just now. The reverse can happen. I can create what I call a proxy account on your behalf, but listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. You have to give us permission to create an account for you. If you look through the pocket option bylaws, we cannot. I will use the word, probably the first one I'm using it, is against the law for members of my team to create an account on your behalf without your permission. I'm just saying that. So any person you see me create a proxy account for, they actually sign something that they give Carl permission to create an account for that. I'm not using the ID. I am not using anything like that. It's just that I am creating an account for them and then the purpose to hand it to them. So to answer your question, Paulette, is that in the event that you want to speed things along and you want a member of the team to create a account for you or somebody that you know, that's fine. You just have to provide us with a document indicating that you give us legal permission to create an account on your behalf. That's all that needs to happen. Yeah. And those stat managers who have your own stats, we encourage you to follow the same process as well. All right. Patrick is asking a question. If a stat fills up quickly, will participants still have to wait 3 months for dilution? What? Oh, no. The 3 months is for investment. The 3 months doesn't relate to stat. Stat is just connecting to your account and benefiting. Remember, ding night is every 2 weeks. We are allowing persons that the short-term investment is 2 weeks. Good. Just 2 weeks, you get your funds. That's it. Now, in the event the person wants to allow their funds to be traded along the team, this is not stocks, it's just you choosing an investment plan. Yeah. So I hope person don't confuse the two. So I hope that the start filling and dilution is not 3 months. The start filling and dilution is not 6 months. That is an investment plan. You're allowing the team, the core team, to trade with 25% of your funds for 3 months, for 2 weeks, or 6 months. That's all you're doing. In the event that you want us to use your entire deposit, you have to sign that as well too. Yeah. So we just want to make sure that it's clear. Yeah. So I hope that clarifies the first question. Yeah. So would that defeat the original purpose of creating stats to look pretty? Yeah. So I think my first answer to the first question clarified the fact. Yes, it would create a conflict of interest per se. We want to make sure that stats are designed to be mutually interdependent, meaning that they can perform and operate by themselves, but they also benefit from other stat activity. But when it comes to you indicating that you want your funds to grow over 2 weeks, there's an investment plan for that. You want your funds to grow over 3 months, there's an investment plan for that. And then you 6 months, and you get access to stocks, meaning what the stock output you get access to. Not that your funds are in the stock, you're just benefiting from the top layer output. Yeah. Only those persons who buy one, like before, we're not publicizing the date because we don't want a rush. We want person to authentically think about this. Well, Carl is given this great opportunity, and I am going to step away from the normal Barbadian process of waiting the last minute to do everything. I will buy into this now, and I'll be ready for when he's ready. That is the mindset we want to promote here in the network. We do not want to promote the last minute shopper mentality. We don't want that. So if we start a hype and push a date, person will wait 2 hours before the midnight to contact Carl. We don't want that. We want a person to authentically reach out to us and ask as well, I want to be a part of this. All right. So I hope what I said clarified the conflict of interest or conflict of idea you mentioned just now. All right. So Ashana is asking when the ding night and stacks. So it already started, Ashana. We have ding night every 2 weeks. What I try to do is every Saturday between come up with little innovative ideas to keep the interest going. So we had in the past open discussion night. Then another night we had Battle Bowl where the core team traded with 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 second trading, which was a really enjoyable night. And last night the team had a lot of fun trading together. So we are family. So we just want to share that with the community of Barbados, and that's why we created Ding Night. So we do that every 2 weeks, and the stacks have I have to look back in our records to see when the first stack was open, but the first 3 stacks were 3 open stacks. That 1, 2, and 3 they were open ones, and they roll over every 2 weeks, so persons can benefit from the rollover aspect, but they're open. So when someone gets funds out, it doesn't affect the other person left in. However, we have 4 static, pretty rigid, and they're rigid for a reason, to prevent persons from being also, what do you want to use, creative with their deposits. Let me just use that word, yeah. So where persons were attempting to put in the smallest amount and to get the maximum on purpose, we don't react well to that. So we created these 4 pretty rigid but beneficial stacks, meaning that it's stack 100 to $100, 10 persons, everybody gets $1,000. Very straightforward. Stack to 50, which is our first successfully closed stack. 10% actually did this. Deposited 250 Barbadian currency, and every person that did that, they know who they are. You will be receiving $2,500, well, the US credit after that in trades this week. Okay, great. And then start 375, that is growing every day. Each person will receive $3,750, and then start 1,500, which has 3 persons as well, and that's right now at 4,500 Barbadian currency. But that requires 10 persons, and that means when that stack is full, each of those persons would have deposited $1,500 vision, but they will go home with 15,000 each of them. 10 person, $15,000 Barbados currency each. Yeah, so that's how stacks work. Now, so that my team doesn't get pressured and all the kind of interest, we are allowing these stats to iterate, repeat 3 times. So that way, the stat managers, like I saw one sport tonight, they take the brunt of what we envision, not Barbadian activity, but international activity, when persons understand how this actually works. So that's how it works. So this is already an ongoing thing, but we are allowing persons to really see the benefits this week as the cohort team starts to dilute the 250 stat. The trades from that will spread across the network, and then as is like fluid dynamics. When other stats are being diluted, everybody benefits. And then the same where they start 100, when that dilutes, and that doesn't need to get the full 10. That's also as well, right? So Paulette is asking, kindly state to whom I should address the other special level to. I don't want to spoil the surprise. This surprise is the name of the company actually. So what I'll do, I will message you there individually and let you know. It will be the company name. I said it just now. And yeah, so I will message you in the event that you want to give us authority to do anything. You would then address that letter, not to me, because I'm as a visionary, but it's the company that's performing it for you. You address that letter to the company name, and you let attention to Carl. Yeah. So I will let you know that individually. All right. So Shana is saying, I don't even know what investment plan I'm on now, because like you said, I started way before this originally, mine 2 weeks. But obviously, this didn't happen. So what exactly is my plan? I'm trying to figure out if I'm on stocks. Now, like I said before, Ashana, you are part of my stock, the Vision Infinity stock, meaning that I'm taking 1.4 million US in trades. I don't have I don't have 1.4 million in crypto, but the way how I built this network is that once I can trade for that amount using my intellectual process, yeah, our process is real time compound interest. So all my team does is that we just perform 1.4 million US in trades, and Ashana, you have an account that's connected to that. So to answer your question directly, you have an account in my Vision Infinity stock, and there are other persons here who are part of that as well. Some persons did just heard Carl is launching a stock, and what I try to do, I try to keep it off in the background. I don't try to push it that much. So persons ask me about it and I let them know about it. But the stocks that I promote are stock 1, stock 2, stock 3, stock 4, and the stock 100, 250, 375, and stock 1500. So that way, my personal interest does not superimpose over the network. All right. All right. So I'll show you your party Vision Infinity stock. But I will talk to you as the week goes by to give you more clarity on where you stand. All right, so Alan is asking, in the past, you mentioned the idea if a stock is not filled within a set time, it is diluted anyway based on the number of persons in the stock. Will that still remain? Well, that's where the stock 100 comes in. Now, if Carl gets his way, yeah, I'll get our gentleman here to create already stock 250, but that is just Carl's idea. I still need someone to manage those. So to answer your question, if persons want to start those stacks that do not require the full 10, I am fully open to meeting with you, going through the vetting process, and going through that process with you, and go through the minutia of creating a document. When persons give you money, let's be honest, you have a form that they legally and willingly give you this money. You have a form, you have to give them a receipt, everything legal. You then pass that funds onto my team, and then we in turn in kind with an investment plan that fits that group's desires. So yes, Alan, that is possible, but the rigid stocks that we have, they're rigid for a reason. So that way, that when person approach my team, we know the specifics. Once it's that 100, we know what to do. Start 250, we know what to do. Start 355, we know what to do. And start 1500. Now, when it comes to personal stock managers, you have so many ways you can configure it. The stock manager does that. All they do is send us the funds and tell us the particulars how these funds are supposed to be used. So to answer your question, is that it is possible, but we are allowing that to be handled by stock managers who want to handle such customization. Right now, my team is focused on trading and trading alone. Right? Okay. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, and or can there be arrangements? We'll message. Yeah, okay, but we can yes, we can do that for sure. Message me directly. We can go from there. All right. So okay, she said also I shouldn't say I'm part of your staff. Makes sense. Great, perfect. All right. So Malika is asking, how do we get started? No, I want to thank Malika for being on here. Malika met me and my wife, I think a couple, I think 2 months ago. I don't want to give the date exactly away, but we're like family now. I mean, literally. So like today, Carol was like Spider-Man today. So Malika, what you have to do is that you have the unique benefit of knowing me personally. She's laughing out loud. So but officially, what you can do is I'm gonna put the link in the chat so that way you're following the same process as everybody else, but you just happen to have to be very fortunate to be the visionary of the platform. The link is www.rebrand.ly, and persons who are here for the first time, you can use this as well, dingnight.com. All right, so I'm going to bring that link up in the screen and share out persons. I have too much W's there. Too much W's there. All right, so let me just get rid of that. And I'll put the correct on www, 3 W's, yes, rebrand.ly/ding night. I'm going to bring that link up on the screen here quickly, just to go through it very briefly. And share screen. Right, so I'm I'm going to zoom out of this. I'm going to add a tab and paste that link in there. Right. So when you go to rebrand.ly for that thing that it brings you to this platform. We launched on June 17th. And I want person to make sure that you keep a note of that date. That date is on a person for a purpose, actually. So imagine what's going to happen 2 days from now, which is August 17th. Okay, so when you come to this link, you indicate no. In Malika's case, she will put my wife's name, Sonia Scahalberry. And then she will indicate her title, either Miss or Mrs. And she'll put in her first, last name. Then if she has an initial, put in that. So you just fill this form as best as you can, and you put in some contact numbers and you sign the form, and that allows us to know who you are. You're a human. And then after that, we will give you the link to join the DayNet community chat, as well as the DayNet community broadcast chat. And then based on your interaction with myself and the Zoom community, you will be then given the opportunity to come to a class where you can hear myself or my wife or someone else in the team speak about financial education, not only education to instruct you, but we get a feel of what you want to do, and we will create a package to fit your desires. If you want to start a business, you want to buy land, you want to invest in a company, we will create a package that suits your mindset. And then there's the emotional intelligence class where we prepare you what's coming. This process is so cool, but it can be a bit jarring at first. I mean, you're spending like 10,000 US a day, stuff that your bank account can't even handle. So we're going to prepare you for that, what's coming. And then after that, you'll have some classes that Sonny will have, which goes into mindset expansion. The reason for all of this is because this is real, and we don't want you to thrust it onto you. We want to make sure that you understand what you're part of from there. So then at that point in time, during that process, you can determine whether or not you want to make a deposit. That deposit is then handed to the cohort team. They approve it, and then as a suggestion, you can choose either two options: 25% for the team, that's mandatory, and then either 50% keep, 25% to vision, and 50% is mine, or you just like I said, 25% for the cohort team, and you retain 75% of your funds, stay here in Barbados at all times. Any event, you can ask for refund, and those funds are available to you, right? So Malika, that is what I just give a little brief overview of how it works, but realistically, we want to make sure persons have a clear-cut process if you want to start a business. Let's say you like the next project I'm launching after this, after Dignite, is allowing persons to benefit from a stat allows you to own your own home and the land. And not only that, this property which is owned by you, the bank doesn't own it. So it's not that it pays your mortgage fees per month. No, that's not what it does. It pays for everything. You own it. And then that said property, which is yours, generates assets trades, because there's a physical device in the said home that trades on your behalf. Yeah. So there's a lot of exciting things happening pretty soon, but we want to build this on a level of tangible results, and we want to allow person to understand the breakthrough of this process. You know, it is evolving, but allowing you to realize that it must yield tangible results. And myself and my team, we are able to yield to advice and suggestions that you make. So that's what we want to build that B.E.Y.O.N.D acronym, and realizing that the goals we set up are obtainable, that they're not pie in the sky amounts. It may sound jarring at first, but when you start to understand what my team has built, and we've built an awesome process, but it's not only real-time compound interest we've built. That's one aspect of it. But what it allows you to do is that the kind of hurdles that we in Barbados faced, where we have to go to other countries and borrow their money and have to change policies and plans and regimes because of that becomes a thing of the past. Yeah. And this is not just talk. This is going to happen. So realizing that these ideas we have are obtainable, and we all about what's next. What is next for the cohort team? What is next for you? That's what we're here to discuss. Yeah. And really understand this process has the framework to build and allow you to reach and realize your destiny. Yeah, God put you on this earth for a purpose. So you're not only here to build Carl's Vision Infinity Stat, you're here to build your own stat, your own legacy, your own family. So that's what this is all about. So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight and actually being a part of this tonight. All right. So yeah, perfect. Thank you, Malika. She said signs up, signed up. No, this whole presentation is so interesting. Thank you for that. So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. The time has been well spent. These videos will be encoded and placed into the group chat. So at this point in time, I think persons have gotten a wealth of information. I don't want to throw any more at you. So at this point, if there are not any more questions, persons.
Can I, Carl? One small question.
Go ahead, my brother.
The details of the different apps that were used. Can you either do a Zoom or videos to help participants understand the rigors of the apps, how to apply, how to transfer money, and so forth? Is that possible? That you
Yeah,
could assist?
yeah, that is possible. I think one of the things that I am going to be doing tomorrow. Thank you for that question, Alana. One of the things tomorrow is actually training. Whereas persons are going to have the opportunity to come to a Zoom call tomorrow night, which we usually use for like meet and greet, and expound on stats and so forth. But tomorrow is not about stats. Tomorrow is about you. And that is the relaunch of a YouTube series, which I call Bite-Sized Nuggets. And that is going to be how to trade like a trader. Yeah. Excuse me. I've gotten that idea from my wife. She has a series called Know How to Design as a Designer. And she's really going through the masterclass series. So those classes she's provided are no cost to you. And I'm adopting that same format. So these classes are going to be at no cost to you as well. So you're going to come tomorrow night. So like Leno said, all these lovely platforms. So it's not just pocket options. I'm not just going to just be showing you how to trade, how to buy or sell. There's a whole ecosystem that goes around it. How do you get your funds securely and safely without any fees or marginal fees into pocket option? How to trade with those said funds securely so the platforms don't cause you to lose your investment. And then finally, when you have to bring those funds back to Barbados, what do you do? There's so many choices available out there. There's too much choice dilemma. Now you will benefit from the research and development that this team has done for you. Yeah. So we did it ourselves. We just want to share this. So we are sharing the opportunity of trading, and we're going to share our knowledge with you as well too. And the lovely thing about it is that we test all these platforms. We just don't go and watch YouTube video and send a link to you. We don't do that. We actually install the apps, we test it, we internally go over it, and that's how we ended up with WordPay. All the members have it tested and it works. Okay. So Leno, I'll be doing that tomorrow. And that'll be the first night. So I don't want to cram everything. I'll try to go through slowly something. Let's speak a little bit fast. I'll take my time and go through it step by step. How do you get connected? How do you actually get the funds? But it will be in a bite-sized nugget format, little bits of information that are pertinent, but allows you to understand that when myself and the core team speak, it makes sense. You're not out to sea. Okay. So that's started tomorrow night. Yeah. So great question would have been now. Yeah. All right. So any other questions before we bring tonight to a close? Right. So with that, I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Excuse me. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight and make it tonight a success. And it is really my pleasure on behalf of the core team to share this opportunity with you. And we want to build tonight and add to it over and over again and let it grow beyond tonight. So the establishment of the Stat 250, which is our first successfully closed stat, we want to build success around that. Let persons know that we thank each of those 10 persons of believing in the core team to do this, our system, and allowing you to benefit and share this. So we hope that you share this video with your friends. Let them know that this is Barbadian created. It is formed by Barbadians, And it's for us. It's not only for the cohort team, it's for all of you and beyond, years and years from now. Okay. So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Looking forward to connecting with you. And remember, always be the best version of yourselves. And don't forget, let's stay connected. Good night, everyone.